Okay, so I just finished reading it. A few things I like straight off the bat. I just think this looks the best. Good morning, welcome. It's about 7:30 in the morning and I'm way too awake from what I usually am at this time. It's February 8th and yesterday was the release of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return. I've been very busy all of this year already and I completely forgot that yesterday was the release. So, I'm a day late, but I'm going to pop into town and I'm going to go to Forbidden Planet and see if they've got a copy, and if so, I'm going to bring it back and review it. However, just before that, McDonald's in the UK has just brought back the breakfast wrap, so I get that and then go to Forbidden Planet. For any OG Film Form fans, we've got Morgan coming up to stay with us tonight, which is more or less why I'm doing this so early in the day, so that I have time later on to not have to do anything. There we go, now focus. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. My building has what I'm convinced is the world's slowest lift. I think I always forget in the morning about like the uni Manchester bus rush. So it took me a while to actually get here. It's still not open yet, so I'm gonna grab another drink and wait like 25 minutes. Morning, Chris. Okay, so just got back. Obviously, I've secured the goods. Shout out to the guy from Forbidden Planet. I was like the first one in because they opened very late. So I rocked up just as they were opening, even though I was technically a bit late to it. Told him what I was after. He knew exactly where to find it. But what he didn't realise that he was clearly some sort of Power Rangers fan, because he found it. Then he was like, oh shit, I recognise the name Amy Jo Johnson, isn't that the Pink Ranger? I was like, yeah, we had a big chat about it. Wanted to get him physically. If I do read comic books, which I'll be honest isn't too much, I do it digitally, usually. A bit of a wrong in that sense. But I thought, fuck it. Like, you know, these came out yesterday, I might as well get them. Obviously, it's just issue 1. There was a very specific cover I was eyeing up, and it was this one. So, MMPR The Return. But here's the thing, there's a few covers. There's 2 that are normal covers, and there's like a special edition one. And they had both of the normal ones. So I thought, fuck it, let's get both covers, because I also have a roommate who I know would probably like to read it, and you can at least, you know, read one whilst I'm reading the other. Yeah, I also just think the 2 variant covers are really cool. Now, I don't know if I'll do this with all the issues. I know issue 2 comes out next month, and issue 3 comes out the month after, but just as a starting point, the first official Power Rangers comics I've ever bought are The Return. When I was looking online, this is the cover that I was originally going to get. I just think this looks the best. It's a really, really nice one. Obviously, you've got Kimberly at the front with all the Rangers surrounding, but also this one's just pretty cool as well. It's a pretty cool, if it went on a shelf, it'd probably go over my wardrobe, just as like a display piece. It's really nice. So, I think what the plan is, I'm going to give this a read, and then come back to you guys with a review. So, won't waste any more time, let's go read The Return. Okay, so I just finished reading it. Straight off the bat, I really enjoyed that. That was really good. There's been, I've not read as many Power Ranger comics as I'd like. It's definitely something I'm going to go into more in the future. That was really good. So obviously spoilers if you've not read the comic yet, but initially what I kind of gathered is that this is a story where Power Rangers kind of went on for, they specifically keep saying they disbanded 22 years ago. So I'm going to assume that this was 2023. Now, Tommy, it's shown that he is dead. There's a grave and it says that he died in 2001, so I imagine that's when they disbanded. Trini is also dead, but they didn't say when she died, but we did find out that she wasn't killed. There's clearly some sort of illness, because Billy was talking about how he could use the morphing grid to like teleport bad cells out of a human to save them from diseases. I think that's how Trini died in this canon. Kimberly now lives in Canada under the alias of Emma, and Zach actually revealed in a book that he is the Black Ranger. And one of the deals they had is that he'd only reveal he is the Black Ranger, and then they could say the other Rangers were people from all over the world, just so that people don't just start assuming that's the Blue Ranger, that's the Pink Ranger. Immediately I can see a lot of parallels in Kimberly in the story with Amy Jo Johnson. I think, you know, she lives in Canada, and she sort of wanted a sort of slightly more, because Amy Jo Johnson still gets involved with the series, but she definitely wanted a bit more of a, to distance herself from the series, which is completely fair, and I feel like she put a bit of that story into this book, which I think is really cool. So Tommy is dead, Trini's dead, Kimberly's living in Canada under an alias, Zach is more or less famous, and he revealed himself to be the Black Ranger, and Billy has a telecom company, but is also actively experimenting with a morphing grid, which is something that they said they wouldn't do. So after Tommy's death, they all pretty much made an agreement they'd never morph again. And even though they haven't done that, they have still been experimenting with the morphing grid in order to get their Zords and stuff like that. Jason doesn't meet up with these guys for the big anniversary meal. We find out that Jason went on to be a firefighter, and there was a massive fire that a lot of people died in, and he was like, I'm a Power Ranger, I had the power to save these people and I didn't. So he goes rogue. He morphs and he starts doing his own like anti-terrorist vigilante missions on his own, tells Zack and Billy to stop using the morphing grid so that he can just stay morphed at all times. But they find out that somebody else is using the morphing grid and we don't know who that is, but we do see at the start of the comic Jason fighting somebody who is masked and unknown. Another big selling point of this comic book run is Olivia Hart. We do not see her at all in issue 1. Kimberly's texting somebody at some point, and I'm pretty sure that was Olivia. We don't see her, but who we do see is this girl called Selena. And as you can see by the photo, Selena, and I'm going to try and get this right, is the first cousin once removed of Trini. Basically, Selena's mother was Trini's cousin, and she has Trini's morpher. And she basically comes to Kimberly at the end and is like, I know you're the Pink Ranger, I want you to make me the next Yellow Ranger. So they've basically got the Min storyline and they've just changed that entirely. I'm pretty sure this entire comic book series is a case of the original 6 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers went from 1993 to 2001 and there was never any switch outs. There was no Rocky, no Adam, no Aisha, no Kat, and then they stopped being Rangers because they defeated Lord Zed and Rita and there was never any more evil that needed to be dealt with within that universe's canon anyway. So we know that obviously people were saying, is Solo the Dragon going to be rendered useless? You know, the fact that we have JJ Oliver, is that going to be a thing? This is very clearly a different universe. I also want to take a moment to appreciate the artwork as well. A lot of people online said they didn't really like the sort of scavenger look for Jason. I personally really like it. I think there was a lot of variant images of it, which was probably a bit much, but like this as a page is incredible. And also something that really did make me smile is Ernie! You got Bulk and Skull on this side, but then you've got Ernie from the Juice Bar, which I thought was really cute. If you didn't know, the actor who played Ernie did unfortunately pass away. So the fact that we got a little glimpse of Ernie in this was really cute. But yeah, overall, I think this was a very good first issue. I'm definitely going to be getting issue 2 and 3 when they eventually come out. And I hope the series goes well. I really, you know, I want to love this. This is officially the first Power Rangers comic book that I've ever physically bought. Don't let me down, is pretty much what I'm saying. But yeah, Amy Jo Johnson, Matt Hoston, Nico Leon, and Francesco Segala. Incredible work. The art is beautiful. So there we go. That is my review of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return issue 1. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know down below. If you've read this comic, let me know what your favourite part about it was. Definitely stick around for me to review the next ones in the coming months. That's all from me, and I'll see you soon.